a continent preserved for over 60 years, and that's Antarctica. But that era of peaceful use may be coming to an end. Recent reports reveal that Russian research expeditions have identified an astonishing 511 billion barrels of oil beneath the Weddell Sea. That's nearly double the Saudi Arabia's proven oil reserves. Well, let's say this finding is so large that it could redraw the world's energy map. Now, to understand the gravity of this discovery, we need to revisit the Antarctic Treaty. Signed in 1959 by 12 countries and now backed by 54, the treaty declares Antarctica a zone dedicated to peace and science, banning military activity and commercial resource extraction. Also, the Weddell Sea lies in the British Antarctic Territory. The UK says it owns this area, but Argentina and Chile also claim it. Until now, these fights didn't matter much, because all countries had agreed not to touch Antarctica's natural resources. Well, I would say that this silence may not last, especially when billions of barrels of oil, worth roughly $32 to $34 trillion at today's oil prices, are lying underground. Now, this discovery was carried by Russian research vessels called the Alexander Karpinsky, which conducted extensive surveys under the banner of scientific research. As the evidence submitted to the British Parliament's Environmental Audit Committee, but the UK officials and scientists worry that Russia's science missions might actually be a secret way of searching for oil and minerals. Also, they state that their next move might be resource extraction in the name of scientific research, but the possibility for this is very low because right now the UK says it's their territory. But Argentina and Chile dispute that. When it comes to Russia, Russia carried out the surveys and announced the find, but legally it doesn't belong to them. Also, the Antarctic Treaty of 1959 and the Madrid Protocol of 1998 clearly say no drilling for oil or mining is allowed in Antarctica. But the problem is, there's no strong system to enforce these rules. Countries are supposed to watch each other, but in reality, that's very difficult. Right now, drilling there is also not practical because the weather is extreme and the technology needed would be very costly. Still, if Russia tries to claim of such a massive oil reserve makes the issue more serious, and the pressure to break the rules could grow in the future. Also, Russia has had research stations in Antarctica since 1957. China has also built 5 bases there. Both countries clearly see Antarctica as important for their future. Experts worry that if one country decides to break the rules and use resources, others will copy them. That could turn Antarctica from a place of peace and science into a fight over oil and land. So the question I want to ask here is simple: will the world protect Antarctica, or will oil greed change it forever?